My friend, you're on.
Thank you, Kirk. And now, dear patients, we have here on the table a complete set about the kidney set. This is the kidney set. And those are blanks for made an extra copy, but this copy we want to make because we're talking about the macrocanthorhynchus, and gold fits the macrocanthorhynchus, and we don't need her in our system. So for takeout, the first thing to do needs to be take out the gold from our system, from the kidneys now. And I will show you how to make these oleographic drops for it. We need to keep the gold on this side. We need to be able to read what we're doing here. Okay? I will tell you what I'm doing here. On this side, and the left side, we need to keep the gold. In the middle, we have the blank, or blank. And this is the lymph. In that way, we can read what we're doing here. Gold out of the lymph. And now we need to cover it with the metal tubes. Okay, dear patients.
We've got Griselda here, and we're going to make some copies and show you how to make bottle copies.
We need to have a battery of 9.5 voltage, and for be sure, we recommend to have a voltmeter for check the battery, and we need to read information in this side, which is DC voltage. The battery side, one side is positive, another side is negative. And we have here 9.5 voltage. So now this battery is available for make copies. And this is the separate 5. We need to keep the battery properly. When the positive, we can read inside of it the positive and the negative. And we recommend to have a clock with us because we need, for make a copy, we need to count 25 or 27 seconds, but not more than, not 30, and even more than 30, for make a good copy. And this, the side that we use for make copies, it is a positive. It comes in red color, and we can see it here, perfect. We need to connect the cable, not so light, for say something. It needs to be strong enough. We cannot touch this plate with our fingers. If we did it, we need to clean it properly with a good paper and well water. Otherwise, we can copy our frequency when we are making copies. We have here, for made copies, a complete set, and this set is the kidney set. The first one, for made possible to have a complete set, it is the lymph, the left kidney, the right kidney, left kidney white blood cells, and right kidney white blood cells. We're using here in the lab 2 kinds of bottles. When we saw this kind of bottles, it shows us this bottle is ready for make copies for test, not for drink.
That's the one with the flat top.
Thank you, Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
And when we saw this kind of bottles, it shows us this is for drink.
For drops.
Exactly. And another important thing, the level in the water, it needs to be to the shoulder. otherwise it can go out. For made copies, we're using water from our filter, water from the rain, which is also pure water, and well water. About the well water, it needs to be tested for bacteria, specifically E. coli and Salmonella.
The filter would have.
Yeah, Griselda, I might interrupt you here for just a second. When we talk about making copies, we can make them out of well water, rainwater, or water out of Dr. Clark's filter, and that's a very specific filter. It's a filter that's designed and made so that it can remove the toxins from the Clorox that's in the water. Normal filters actually put in more contaminants from the Clorox than they remove, but this filter is specific to backwash with hot water, and it has a specific carbon in it, and that information is available through the Dr. Clark store. Thank you.
Like I told you before, if we are using well water, it needs to be tested for bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. And if we find it, we can kill the bacteria if we keep our water into the chest freezer for 24 hours, like we did for the supplements.
At minus 10 to 15 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Kier.
Sure.
And now, I think we are available for made our first copies. Our blank, it needs to be in the middle when we are making copies, a single copy. May I have something for made a copy, doctor? Thank you very much. We need to cover our blank with this tube, metal tube. And it needs to be close enough, touching the other bottom.
Now this is a test bottle you're making to test for a product like Clorox, so that you can see if Clorox is contaminating whatever you're working out to test, like food or whatever.
And we need to count after this, remember, because it is really important, extremely important for made a good copy, 25 seconds, even 26 or 27.
Again.
Thank you, Kier. As soon as we finish with this copy, before take out our copy, we need to make the label, and it needs to be close to the shoulder of the bottle. If we made another copy from this master, better if we, I'm sorry, Kirk, maybe you can help me here. The reason
Sure.
because we have to keep the label in the shoulder.
You need to keep the label up high on the bottle so that the synchrometer, when you test it, I'll pan over the synchrometer, when you put it on the plates of the synchrometer, then you don't pick up the glue on the label and the label itself, or the ink on the label. So the bottle copy is clear enough and the label is high enough so you don't pick it up, because the synchrometer is so very sensitive. Thank you.
That she just made so that I can see whether she really got it copied. So I have to search in this bottle whether this is present. Yes, that was a positive result, positive meaning it was resonant, therefore it was a good copy, and it will get check marked.
And the reason we do that is because you can make mistakes. For example, if you were to touch the metal tube while the unit was still on, the unit meaning the zapper, you would negate the copy. So it's important to, when the 25 seconds are over, you turn the zapper off before you touch the copy. Thank you.
And now we need to make another copy, but this time from a slide. And our blank and a middle again. We need to cover it with a metal tube, and the slide, it needs to be touched, the tube. And the rest, it is the same thing.
Kind enough to repeat that.
Okay, Kirk, better if we made the label before take our copy from the plate. Just for to not make a mistake.
Very good, thank you. And that's a copy from the lymph node, okay? From the lymph system.
Usually I'm using tape for be sure about my label. And now it needs to be tested by the synchrometer.
Here we are, we're placing it on the synchrometer. We're back with Dr. Clark.
This is the bottle that just had water in it a few minutes ago. Pure well water.
Yes.
That never had bacteria or any, and had nothing added to it, no filters or anything. It was pumped up though and piped through PVC pipe. But it was tested after that and not found to have any toxin that I could identify. I need to see whether this bottle tests positive for this lymph node, which is taken from the neck. Answer is yes.
Very good.
Maybe I should have one then.
Yes.
See if you have lymph in your system, okay?
Yes, this lymph node,
Just-
called neck lymph node. Oh yes, I certainly do.
Yep, good. By the way, that pump that we use at the well has, it's a marine pump, and we took the pump apart and took the grease out of it. We took the plastic impeller out, we hardened it in a pan of water, raised the water temperature to boiling, and then let it cool off to harden the impeller so that no plastic was exuded into the water.
It's surprising that something as small as tiny impellers, I think they were only a centimeter or so square, thin plastic. It put enough plastic into the water that I could easily pick it up with a synchrometer. So I knew it was releasing plastic, and we were hoping that it was coming from the impellers, and it did.
We took it apart, hardened it, and put it back together again, and lo and behold, no more plastic.
Right. It doesn't mean there is none, but
Yeah.
it's below the detection limit of the synchrometer, and so far we're satisfied with that.
Which is parts per trillion,
Less.
less than that. 10 to the minus 15th of a gram. Huh? Great. Griselda,
Thank
you're
you,
doing
Kira.
well. Sure.
We almost finished here, dear patients. So now the last part will be, I will be making another homeopathic copy from the white blood cells, because we can also drink it for keep our immune system up.
Or use the drops rather than drink it.
Yeah, in this kind of bottle. If show us, remember, this is for drink.
4 drops.
Exact. It needs to be in the middle, and we need to cover it like the usual. And in the other side, the white blood cells bottom. We need to keep it together. We can move it like this for be sure. We can check if the light's in the middle or not. Just for be sure if it is
Touching all the way up and down.
exact.
Yeah. Because they're never cut square. When you cut those tubings, they're never cut square, and they're sometimes even bent, so they don't make contact all the way up. It's better if you get full contact, if you get a stronger copy. And you can hear the difference on the synchrometer more often than not. So she's given it to 25 seconds here, and then we'll once again remove the shields and we'll check our new bottle copy and see if it has resonance. So here we are back at the testing synchrometer, and we're going to check it for resonance, see if we got a good copy. And we do have a good copy. That was a positive indication. You heard that.